You mentioned Saturday. Something came across your desk today, Brad Nortman. You got the email. Big time.
I did get the email.
Big time.
I got the email, boys. It's circulating the socials now.
Luke Fickell and company had another shutout. First time since the 70s in back-to-back games. AD Chris McIntosh put out a letter to the university and fans alike. And it's too long for me to read, but let me save you the time. There's nothing in there that's going to make you feel any better. At all.
Who was the email sent to? Because I'm on their media list. So I didn't get it.
So I did receive it. Let me see. It was sent.
It says, Dear Badger Nation. Do you consider yourself a part of Badger Nation?
Well, I'm not an alumnus.
Yeah,
and I'm not a donor.
Did you get it, Ben?
No. But
you didn't get it.
It was put out through, anybody could find it now because it's been put out to plenty of media to
Brad,
post
do
it.
you donate to the program or the university?
Not recently.
Oh, well.
But have you?
Have.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it's
I've done the Carbone Cancer Center. I can say that I don't think I have done the athletic department.
You're much better putting off your money toward the Carbone Cancer Center. That's for sure. The address that it was sent from, it says Wisconsin Athletics, but then you click it, you can't make this up. Updates at go-bucky.uwbadgers.com. And it says
Hell yeah.
a message from Chris McIntosh, and it
says from the desk
from the
of
desk.
Chris McIntosh.
Yes.
This guy's stealing my line.
And
would you like to summarize as a former Badger alum?
I would.
Because before I just get all mad, I want to see if I'm justified from someone who has literally played for that program.
There's 4 paragraphs, and this is a classic TLDR, too long, didn't read. But let me say, we did read it. Basically, Chris McIntosh saying, I'm a Badger myself, and this means a lot to me. That's paragraph 1. Paragraph 2, this hasn't reached our expectations under Luke Fickell. Shocker. Paragraph number 3, I promise that I'm going to do everything it can to get to that point. And finally, we're all in this together kind of thing. And it ends with saying, you have my relenting commitment to do whatever is necessary to make that happen, to be a championship level program. However, all the sort of rumbling behind the scenes is that Chris McIntosh is doubling down on Coach Fickell, his tenure, trying to come back for another season. Now, nothing's confirmed, but that's what the rumor is. And instead of making a head coaching change, let's just find more money and throw it at the program, right? Because throwing money at a problem always fixes it. Not looking deep, not wondering about culture, not wondering about if you're even heading in the right direction. No, let's just throw more money at it and let's try to fix it. So it's like you read the email and it almost felt like it had to have a level of sarcasm. You just couldn't read it and not smile and think you cannot be believing this as you are typing it out on your laptop.
I had quote tweeted the statement from AD Chris McIntosh that was put out and said, all right, watch out Oregon, I'm feeling good, feeling really good. And nobody is. And it's one of those things where it feels almost tone deaf in a way. Now, I understand what Chris McIntosh is doing. He has now, after the Fire Fickell chance, came to support, Luke Fickell. And now the statement comes out as Alex Strofe had tweeted, a mid-season statement. That's got to be something that makes you feel good as a Badger fan. And when you see that, you can only think, in my mind, that he's positioning himself as, if I write this letter to Badger Nation, and I say we are going to put investment into this program, and I believe in the coach, that is his way of saying that if I at least can get Luke Fickell another year to turn this around, then I also, as someone who hired him, have more time to hopefully rectify this. Otherwise, I know I may be at jeopardy as well. The problem is you're asking people for money, and I don't know who in their right mind,
who the hell would give this program money?
I would have given Michael Scott Paper Company money over the Wisconsin. I would have trusted Michael Scott to start a business than to give the Wisconsin Badgers.
At least there's heart behind Michael Scott.
Yeah.
Hey, powerful.
That's the big thing when you talk about heart. I think overall with this program, my first question is, why haven't you been working hard to get all the resources and tools needed as possible to make sure this program was succeeding? Why did it take for you to lose every single football game you've lost this year by double digits and then getting embarrassed back-to-back games at home for you to say, oh, well, I'm going to put out this statement where I'm going to give them everything that we need in order for us to win and get the administration on board? We should have been doing that. But for me, when I look at it, giving Luke Fickell this money, he's already shown me something. He's shown me he doesn't know how to coach a team to fight. There's one thing to lose. It's another thing to get rolled over and have absolutely no heart and no fight doing that. And this Luke Fickell coached football team has not shown any fight or shown any heart since last season when they got blown out by Iowa, Minnesota, and Nebraska. That was all we as Badgers fans probably needed to see to let us know exactly what the identity is of that program and what the culture is of that program. They're a group of guys who are, I'm sure they're great individuals, but as a team, they're losers. They have no idea how to win. They have no idea how to compete. They don't compete at all. They have not competed against a good football team all year long. So when Chris McIntosh is talking about, oh, we're going to put all these research, buddy, it's too late. It's too late. You got to go, and then also Fickell got to go, because that's it. Because, I mean, giving Luke Fickell a whole bunch of money only to never develop any type of player is going to be all bad for us. So, again, cool, nice statement. It's cute that you put that out there. Get people motivated. You're going to stand behind Fickell.
Nobody's motivated. Nobody's walking away from that motivated.
Luke Fickell's walking away motivated.
He's thinking, I might get another year out of this. Holy cow.
I mean, if that means that he's going to have another year to make $7-8 million, I'll be motivated about $7-8 million.
It is truly remarkable because I hear things that I'm almost in disbelief about. So there was I was receiving not only this email, but I'm a part of like the, quote, Badger Brotherhood, right? This football alumni group.
Good multitasking on the phone, hitting the cool button by Strofe.
And I received emails for months now about honoring the 94, 99, 2000 Rose Bowl teams that was going to happen on Saturday, right? Friday night gala and a Saturday tailgate and then like a shout out at the game, right? And Friday night, Luke Fickell doesn't show up. These are the people that built your program.
So we had a gala for the legendary football team that built this program, that made a lot of us, that put butts back in seats. You're talking about 94 Rose Bowl team,
94, 99,
99 Rose Bowl team. So Ron Dane running down in the late 90s. Fickell didn't show up to show respect to that team?
Didn't show up. Now, to be fair, he was at his son's high school football game. However, you can scheduling manipulate that in order to show up. The games doesn't start till 7, so have the program be from 5 to 7:30 and show up for the first hour. Or
did he send a message at least?
Bro, you're being paid $8 million. There are sacrifices you have to make. I get you making the excuse for family, but this isn't the only time he can go watch his son play. That is the disconnect.
And it's not like it's a one-off. From everything I'm hearing from inside the building is that he has zero, not only hasn't done it, there's no engagement with the alumni, the former players, or Wisconsin high school coaches. There's no interest in doing it. Every high school football coach I talk to, there is no relationship with Coach Fickell or any of the coaching staff. There is zero intention to try to keep Wisconsin kids in the program. There's no interest in it. Not only that, when we talk about alumni and raising money and boosters, everything I'm hearing is that Fickell has no interest in bridging that gap, raising money, and leaning into Wisconsin culture.
He'll get fired, and then he shouldn't be.
And finally, I've heard there is 2, big red events. So it's happening right here in Milwaukee. Had to get canceled because he wouldn't show up. So there is a major disconnect between what a Wisconsin head coach should be doing of reinforcing the culture and what is currently being done. And the symptom is what is on the field. The illness itself is all of these issues, and it all plays out with trash product on the field.
I never would have thought that I would prefer to have a sleazy salesman talking about row to boat from PJ Fleck from Minnesota than have the guy we have now. At least he shows some type of energy, some type of passion. Right now, we are in a bad place.
Damn, that hurts.
No, we're in a bad place as a program because, again, when he fired Paul Chris, he said the expectations of our program at Wisconsin are to win championships, and I felt that it was the right time to make changes to pursue those. Well, buddy, you ain't pursuing nothing but a whole bunch of L's. This football team may not win another game. Hell, I'm concerned that they may not score a single touchdown in Big Ten play in 4 weeks.
If the Wisconsin Badgers were the Titanic, they have already hit the iceberg. But for some reason, Chris McIntosh thinks that they can still get to New York. Like Jack is already done. They're all done. Like the boat's down. You can't put it back together and get to like it's done. Like this thing is a mess, and you're selling us on a letter to Badger Nation with words. Not action. I need
words.
action.
Okay, so
there hasn't been action, as you said, Kyle.
Yeah.
If you want to put this out now that we're going to invest in the you might have wanted to make that part of the plan when you invested as much you did in Luke Fickell.
yes, it's pretty.
It's a holy crap. This is going south. I know it's going south. How do I extend whatever life I have left?
Yeah,
that's where we're at.
There's a tone
like we
of
can
panic.
call what it is.
There's a tone of panic in that email for sure. And if you talk about NIL, okay, I can understand NIL needing to be ramped up a little bit. That's on Fickell and that's on McIntosh. You got to go out there and fundraise. That is part of your job now.
So now I got a brilliant idea. We just got shut out twice in a row. We're going to make more investment in the football program. And we're going to go knock on donors' doors. And we're going to say, hey, do you want to invest with us? Look at what we're showing you. It's really great.
Yeah,
it's going to be spent really well.
There's just
up
no
that hole in the Titanic. Let's make it to New York.
Yeah, there's no plan whatsoever, and it's actually disheartening to hear because I heard rumblings about the fact that he wasn't continuing to keep that fence up around Wisconsin. I saw some guys not get offers to Wisconsin that typically just because you're from the state of Wisconsin and you're one of the top prospects, we're going to bring you along anyways. And it's unfortunate that high school football coaches don't feel that because that is how this state was built. It was built in keeping the big boys at home, making people have a passion about playing for the W. If this lasts too long, no kid will want to go play at Wisconsin because think about it. If you are a kid that started high school in 2020, the Badgers haven't been good during that time. What am I aspiring to be? The team, there's just been bowl games. That's it. They just go to bowl games, and then last year they didn't make it to that. And this year they're pathetic. Why would I be a kid? There's a kid from Catholic Memorial High School has to deal with Iron Jock, right? Why would he come to Wisconsin after looking at these losers? For real, why would I go there to go lose? To go get my coach fired? Hell no. I'm going somewhere else. I'm going to go to Notre Dame. I'm going to go to Michigan. I'm going to go to Ohio State because that's where I just named schools. That's where some of these Wisconsin kids are going. The top prospects is Leeson State, Penn State.
At this point, you'd go to Nebraska. You'd go to Indiana. You'd go to Illinois.
Hey, I
you'd
would go to
all
Indiana
these other places that used to be mid programs.
I hate this conversation, but it's just the reality we're living in.
But I'm hopeful that
No. What are you hopeful about?
For what?
He just doubled down,
what?
tripled down.
You don't get to speak.
On
You said hopeful for
catastrophe.
what?
okay. I don't know how much money they're investing in the football program now. But if Chris McIntosh is talking about, we're about to make, $20 million a year investment, you fire your coach, you get somebody else. And somebody else, a mouthpiece who's winning somewhere else, $20 million is a lot. You can build a roster with $20 million, but they just need to make sure they get that. Right now, they sound like they're working with like 5 to 10.
But they're also going to have to then pay the buyout. Like what?
Listen, money legitimately grows on trees. It's printed every day. We'll figure it out. Y'all figure it out.
There might be some economics issues with what you just
keep
said.
raising
but
tuition.
I keep driving by the billboard that says debt per person. You want us to add to that just to get rid of Fickell?
Well, if it makes me happy on Saturdays, yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Fine.
I would raise the national debt just so Wisconsin's better.
Victory Monday is brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza with delicious brands like Palermo's Connie's Urban Pie and Screamin' Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. Yeah, that's right. Packers won.
Leeser's
I'm
one
excited.
victory.
Yeah, there was one. There was a point there at halftime where I was saying, you know what? I can't do this. I can't do all my
The Badger
teams
games?
lose. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Well, during the Packer game, when the
Oh.
Packers at halftime, I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Packers, y'all better stop playing with my emotions.
800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talking text line. I see your texts. I see your calls. We'll get to you on the other side. That's everything. I mean, that silence is just like, it is painful that I can't come to this show and say anything positive about the Wisconsin Badger football program. And I mean anything. I mean anything.
I mean, they suck.
They're not even just a bad Wisconsin team. They're a bad team.
They're the worst in the Big Ten.
Worse.
The
By
worst. No,
every
and
stat.
that's not
By every
again.
stat, the worst.
You know what's sad is we'll have to pull it up after the Maryland game. I didn't want to be right, but I think I was spot on. More next.